The city of Sector 9 was quiet, clean, and perfect. People walked in straight lines. No one shouted, no one argued. Everyone wore the same clothes, a simple white shirt, soft white pants, and white shoes. There were no police, no guards, no weapons. There was no need. The system worked. Iran lived in a small apartment on the 21st floor. His room was simple, one bed, one table, and a small mirror. He worked as a tailor, stitching the same white shirts for people every day. Life was quiet. And quiet was good, but everything changed on a Tuesday morning. The morning it all changed, Iran opened his eyes slowly. The sun was peeking through the glass window. He sat up, yawned, and reached for his folded white clothes beside the bed. He picked up his shirt and froze. The shirt was red, not bright red, but a deep, glowing red. Like something burning slowly inside it. He blinked, rubbed his eyes, touched the fabric. It was warm. He stood up fast, looking around the room. Had someone swapped it? Was this a joke? No, it was his shirt. Same fabric, same thread pattern, same tiny tear near the collar. But now it was red. His heart began to beat faster. He quickly pulled on a clean white shirt from the cupboard and shoved the red one under his mattress. Then, without eating breakfast, he left for work. The workshop. Iran worked at the central cloth unit, where shirts were stitched and cleaned by hand. His job was simple: check for damage, repair tiny rips, and make sure every shirt was perfectly white. When he walked into the building that morning, something felt wrong. People looked at him. Not long, just quick stares, whispers. He looked down at his shirt. It was still white. Nothing strange. He sat at his workbench and began stitching, trying to act normal. Suddenly, he felt a buzz in his ears. A strange sound, like a distant hum. He looked up. A security drone flew past the window. It stopped mid-air, shook twice, then spun out of control and crashed into a wall. Everyone gasped. Must be a glitch, someone said, but Iran wasn't so sure. The burnt note. That evening, Iran walked home quickly. His mind was racing. What is happening? He whispered to himself. Why is the shirt red? Why did the drone crash? He reached his apartment and opened the door. A note was lying on the floor. No name, no envelope. Just a piece of paper, slightly burned at the corner. He picked it up. It was blank. No message. No writing, but it smelled strange, like smoke and something else. Something old. He turned it over. Nothing. Suddenly, the lights in his room flickered. The mirror on the wall made a soft click sound. He walked toward it. The mirror looked normal, but he saw something odd. His reflection was not wearing white. In the mirror, he was wearing the red shirt again. He stepped back, confused. The mirror returned to normal. The reflection now showed his white shirt. Was he seeing things? His hands were shaking. He took the red shirt out from under the mattress. It was glowing again, stronger this time. The room felt warm. Too warm. And then he heard it. A voice, soft and clear, from inside the mirror. You've been chosen. The past begins to whisper. Iran didn't sleep that night. He sat on the floor, staring at the shirt. He tried to throw it away, but it came back, lying neatly on his bed again. He burned it. Or tried to, but the flames went out when they touched the fabric. He poured water on it. The water slid off like oil. Nothing worked. He even tried cutting it, but the scissors broke, and worst of all, the shirt was getting brighter. Every few minutes, the red became deeper, darker, like a warning signal. The search for answers. The next day, he skipped work. He walked through the city, hoping to find someone who could help. He searched old shops, the back streets, the underground markets. In one dark alley, a small girl looked at him and whispered to her mother, "Mama, his shirt. It's angry." Iran's shirt was still white. Or so he thought. He looked down. For a second, just a flash, the shirt turned red again. Then white. He ran. Mira later that night. He opened an old computer in his apartment. It was illegal to use outside networks, but he had found a hidden connection long ago, left behind by someone who vanished years ago. He searched for color-changing clothes. Found nothing. Then a message popped up. I saw your shirt. I can help. Meet me, midnight. Rooftop of Building 11. No name. No face. He stared at the message, unsure. But he had no choice. The rooftop meeting at exactly midnight. Iran stood on the rooftop of Building 11. The wind was cold. The city below was quiet. He waited. Then she arrived. A girl in a dark hoodie, about his age. Sharp eyes. Quiet steps. I'm Mira, she said. I study things that aren't allowed. Iran said nothing. You're not the first, she said. Looking at his shirt, he looked down. It was red again. You've seen this before? He asked. My brother's shirt turned black before he disappeared, she replied. Iran froze. Black? He asked. What does that mean? No one knows, she said. But I've been tracking anomalies for years. Red means danger. Black means truth. And blue. She stopped. What about blue? Iran asked. She looked away. Blue means memory. Things from the past. Things we're not supposed to remember. Iran felt cold. The world wasn't always like this, Iran, she said. Before the peace, there was something else. Something worse. And I think your shirt is a piece of that past. The freezing signal. Suddenly, the temperature dropped. Cold. Wind surrounded them. Mira looked up. Drones, she whispered. 3 dark drones flew over their heads, silent, watching. They're not regular ones, she said. These are the ones that hunt secrets. Iran stepped back. One of the drones blinked red, then blue, then black. His shirt did the same. Run! Mira shouted. They ran down the stairs, fast and silent. The drones followed but didn't shoot. They just watched. No weapons. No threats, but something worse. Tracking. The message from the mirror back at his apartment. Iran locked the door. Mira followed, scanning the walls with a small glowing device. They're inside the system now, she said. We have 2 days, maybe less. Suddenly, the mirror clicked again. The reflection changed. Iran and Mira looked into it. But their reflections were missing. Instead, a figure appeared, wearing a fully red shirt that glowed like fire. It spoke with a deep voice. It has begun again. The fabric remembers. The thread lives. And then silence. The ending thread. Cliffhanger. Mira stared at the mirror. That wasn't a recording, she whispered. That was live. Iran sat down slowly. What do I do now? He asked. Mira looked at him. You don't choose the shirt, Iran, she said. The shirt chooses you. He looked down. The red shirt was now on his body. He hadn't touched it. Hadn't worn it. But it was there, pulsing like a heartbeat. The red shirt stayed on Iran's body. He hadn't worn it. He didn't even touch it. But now it was there, as if it had grown onto his skin. Mira stared at it, her eyes wide. This is worse than I thought, she said. It's not just a piece of fabric anymore. It's alive. Iran touched the shirt. It was warm, pulsing, almost breathing. His fingers shook. What do you mean alive? He asked. Mira didn't answer. Instead, she walked to the mirror, the same one that had shown the voice before. But now, it was just glass again. No voice, no reflection. Nothing strange. The shirt reacts. Iran sat down, breathing fast. He tried pulling the shirt off. It didn't move. He tugged harder. Nothing. Mira stepped closer. Wait. The shirt slowly began to fade back to white. Slowly. Smoothly. It was now normal again. Iran's eyes widened. What happened? Mira held up a small device, a round disc glowing blue. I used a memory suppressor, she said. It calms down certain energies. I didn't think it would work. But it did. Iran looked down at his shirt. Still white. But in his chest he could feel it. The red glow was still waiting. Just under the surface, Mira's lab Mira took Iran to her hidden lab, a small room beneath an abandoned train. Stationed inside, machines buzzed, screens blinked, and strange symbols glowed on the walls. "This is where I study the colors," Mira said. "There's a pattern, a code." Iran watched as she showed him images, old photos, hidden footage, and digital maps. All had one thing in common: shirts that changed color. Red, blue, black, in rare cases. All three. There were others like you, Mira explained. Not many, maybe 5 or 6 over the last 20 years. All disappeared. What happened to them? Iran asked. No one knows, Mira replied. They were either taken or they changed. Iran's hand trembled. Changed into what? She didn't answer. The color meaning Mira opened a file marked code. 3 simple lines. Red equals danger, blue equals memory, black equals truth. Each color means something, she said. And your shirt is showing all of them, one by one. Why? Emmy, Iran asked. I'm just a tailor. Mira gave him a long look. No one is just anything in Sector 9. Not anymore. She pulled up a scan of his shirt. Lines of strange symbols ran through the fabric. Your shirt isn't made of normal material, she said. It's made of living threads. Each thread holds information, memory, emotion, even time. Iran shook his head. That's not possible. I thought so too, Mira replied. Until my brother's shirt turned black. Her. Brother Mira sat down and spoke quietly. His name was Leo. He was like you, quiet, kind, simple. One day his shirt turned blue. He started seeing things, memories that weren't his. Then it turned black. He vanished 3 days later. What do you think happened to him? Iran asked. I think the truth took him, she whispered. They sat in silence. Then Iran stood up. I want to find out what this shirt really is. Mira nodded. Good, because it's already waking up. Color shift suddenly. The shirt changed again. Bright blue. It glowed like a storm. The air in the room felt heavy. Mira backed away. Don't move, she said. Iran blinked. His vision blurred. And then, he was not in the lab anymore. The vision he stood in the middle of a battlefield. Explosions, screams, fire everywhere. Men and women ran through smoke, wearing shirts of every color, red, blue, black. Even glowing gold. Weapons fired. Machines roared. The sky was broken. It looked like another world. Then he saw a building. Tall, white, and familiar. It was the cloth unit. This is Sector 9, he whispered. But different. Older, angrier. Suddenly, a woman in a red shirt ran to him. She grabbed his hand and said, Don't let the thread control you. Tear it before it weaves you in. Then everything went dark. Back in the lab, Iran gasped and fell to the floor. Mira rushed to him. What did you see? A war, he said. Slowly. Here. In Sector 9. But long ago. Mira's face turned pale. You saw the old memory. Only the shirt can show that. Iran looked at his hands. They were shaking again. Who was that woman? He asked. I don't know, Mira replied. But if she spoke to you, she's still part of the code. Hidden files. Mira showed Iran a file that had been locked for years. She had hacked it once, long ago. Only one name was in it. Iran, code RB1. What's RB1? He asked. I think it means red-blue, class 1, she said. There are levels. You're not just wearing the shirt. You're the first one it fully chose. Iran stepped back. So this was always going to happen? Maybe, she said. Or maybe you were the one who made it happen. The visit later that night. Someone knocked on Mira's door, not once. Not twice, but 7 slow knocks. Mira froze. No one knows this place, she whispered. Iran reached for a metal rod, the closest thing to a weapon they had. Mira opened the door slowly. A boy stood outside, around 10 years old. Pale face. No shoes. He looked up at Iran and said, "You're leaking color. They'll smell it soon." Then he ran away. The hidden message. Iran closed the door fast. What did he mean? He asked. Mira looked scared. "If the shirt leaks color, it means it's spreading," she said. "Other people may start seeing visions, feeling things, breaking the system." Iran nodded slowly. "So the shirt isn't just about me anymore." "It never was," Myra replied. She scanned the shirt again. The thread symbols had changed. They now formed a sentence. "Truth wears us all." Cliffhanger. Iran looked into the mirror again. This time, it showed two versions of him. One wearing red, one wearing black, both staring back at him. And then, both versions smiled. But he didn't single quotes to. Myra looked at him and whispered, "You're becoming part of the code." The next morning, Iran woke up on Mira's old couch. He didn't remember falling asleep. The shirt on his body was white again, but only on the surface. Inside, it pulsed, slowly, like a quiet drumbeat, like it was waiting for something. Mira was already awake, typing fast on her screen. Her eyes looked tired. "You slept for 12 hours, she said. "I had no dreams," Iran replied. "That's worse," she whispered. "No dreams mean the shirt is holding them." Iran sat up. "What does it want from me?" "I think," she said slowly, "it wants you to remember something, something very old, something it cannot show you yet." The locker code. Mira handed him a tiny device, a cube with moving pieces on each side. "This is a memory locker key," she said. "I built it from old data maps. It unlocks places where information was hidden long ago." "Like a digital key?" Iran asked. Double quotes. "Yes, but only someone with the code inside them can activate it," she replied. "That means you." Iran held the cube. It was cold at first, then slowly warmed in his hand. Suddenly, the top of the cube glowed red, then blue, then stopped. "It accepted you," Mira said. "Now what?" Iran asked. "We find the locker, it opens," she said. The map and the shirt. That evening, they returned to the mirror. It was still just a mirror, until Iran stood in front of it with the cube in his hand. Suddenly, his reflection changed again. This time, it showed a map, lines, blocks, tunnels. It was the underground of Sector -9A. Red dot blinked under one of the old buildings. "What's there?" Iran asked. "That's the old textile archive," Mira said. "They shut it down years ago after a fire." Iran stared at the blinking dot. "That's the locker," he whispered. "The hidden basement." Late that night, they reached the burned-out building. It was falling apart. Broken windows, black walls, dust everywhere. But the scanner on the cube led them to a hidden door under the main hall. A cold metal hatch. Mira opened it. A long staircase led down. Very far down. As they walked, the air grew colder, older. They reached a room filled with metal lockers, hundreds of them, all numbered. The cube in Iran's hand buzzed, then pointed toward locker 111. He placed his hand on it. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside the locker was empty. A LMOSTA folded shirt lay inside. Not red, not blue, not black, but gold. It shimmered like sunlight on water. And next to it, a small photo, burned at the edges. Aaron picked it up. It showed a family, 2 adults and a child. The child was him. "Drop the photo. What is this?" he asked. Mira looked at the gold shirt. "I've never seen that color before." Suddenly, the cube in Iran's hand melted into the air, as if it had finished its job. The lights in the locker room flickered. A hum filled the space. Then, the gold shirt spoke. The shirt speaks. It didn't speak like a voice. It spoke through thoughts. Iran felt words in his head, deep and clear. "Welcome back, Threadborn. Your time has restarted." Iran backed away. "Threadborn? What does that mean?" The gold shirt answered again. You were part of the first weave. You helped design the fabric. You chose peace. And forgot. Iran shook his head. No, I'm just a tailor. But deep inside, something shifted. He remembered. Hands weaving something long ago. He remembered choosing colors. He remembered walking away from war. Mira stared at him. Iran, are you remembering the first age? He said nothing. Flash memory suddenly. The red shirt on Iran's body glowed again, then turned half gold. His body jerked backward. And then, visions came fast. A tower burning. Scientists crying, a giant. Thread machine, creating living fabric. A group of people standing around a golden cloth, swearing to hide it forever. One of those people was Iran. He wasn't a tailor. He was a founder. The thread burned when Iran woke up. He was lying on the floor. Mira was watching him closely. You blacked out, she said, for 10 minutes. I saw everything, he whispered. I wasn't born here. I was reformed. What does that mean? Mira asked. I helped build the system, he said, before it became this. I helped weave the first living thread. He looked at his red shirt. It was fully gold now, the color. Gold. He said, its origin, the first memory. Mira nodded slowly. Then you're not just a key, you're the lock too. They are watching. Suddenly, alarms started ringing across the old building. Red lights flashed. Mira grabbed his arm. We need to leave now. As they ran up the stairs, drones flew into the building, not like the ones before. These were large, silent, shaped like spinning wheels. They didn't shoot, they scanned. One flew past Mira and stopped in front of Aaron. It blinked gold, then black, then powered off. It fell to the floor. Your color shut it down, Myra whispered. I think the system still remembers me, Iran said. A new choice back in Mira's lab. She laid out all the data. Iran stared at the photo again, his real family. From before everything was wiped. I think the shirt is trying to give me a choice. He said, what kind of choice? She asked, to restart the world, or leave it the way it is. Mira looked around. If you restart it, will I still be here? Iran didn't answer. Then the mirror on the wall flickered again. This time, it showed 2 doors, one red, one gold. The voice returned. Choose your path, Threadborn. Cliffhanger ending. Iran looked at Myra. I don't want to choose alone. You're not alone, she said. He stepped forward. The gold shirt glowed brighter. Then he placed his hand on the red door. It slowly began to open, and something behind it was breathing. Iran's hand trembled as it rested on the red door. It was cold, colder than anything he had felt before. The door felt alive, like it was watching him. Mira stood beside him, her breath slow and steady, but her eyes betrayed worry. Are you ready? She asked softly. Iran didn't answer. He pushed the door slowly. It opened with a long, low groan. The room beyond inside was darkness. Thick, heavy darkness. Iran couldn't see more than a few steps, but he could feel something moving. Something. Watching. His shirt pulsed red. He took a step forward. The floor beneath him was smooth metal. Cold. He reached out, and his fingers touched a thin thread, glowing red, stretching across the room like a web. Suddenly, the thread tightened, pulling him forward. Iran stumbled but kept going. Mira followed quietly behind. The thread web. The room was filled with threads, red, blue, black, and gold. They stretched from wall to wall, ceiling to floor. Like a giant spider's web made of light. Iran saw shadows moving through the threads. Figures. Faces. They were trapped inside the web. They looked tired, empty. One figure stepped closer, a man in a red shirt, his eyes glowing with warning. You shouldn't be here, he said. Iran swallowed. Who are you? The man's face softened. I am one who lost control. I am the warning. The warning. The man told Iran a story. Long ago, before the living shirts, there was a war. A war of colors. Each color was a power: red for danger, blue for memory, black for truth, gold for origin. They fought to control the fabric, the living threads that connect all life. The war nearly destroyed the world. Then, the founders, people like Iran, made a choice. They wove peace into the fabric, but not all agreed. Some threads broke free. Some became twisted. The man was one of those. His red shirt had turned to black, and he was trapped in the web, prisoner of his own fear. The web's truth. Iran looked around. Is this why the shirts change? He asked. Yes, the man said. The shirts show the battle inside. The war never ended. It just waits. Then what happens if I lose control? Iran whispered. You become part of the web, the man said sadly. Trapped forever. Iran felt cold. He looked at his own red shirt. It glowed brighter. The choice suddenly. The room brightened. The gold thread glowed in the center of the web. The man pointed to it. That is the heart of the fabric. The origin. Iran felt drawn to it. He reached out. As his fingers stitched the gold thread, he saw visions, a new future, a world healed. But then, a shadow blocked the light. It was dark and hungry. The shadow. Iran pulled back. The shadow spoke in a voice like cold wind. You cannot erase the war, it said. It is inside you. Iran's shirt flashed red. The shadow laughed. You are the key in the lock, Threadborn. But which will you choose? Iran clenched his fists. Choose peace, he said. The shadow sneered. Then you must face me. The battle begins. The shadow moved fast. It attacked the threads, trying to tear the web apart. Iran reached for the red threads, pulling them tight. The man in the red shirt joined him. Together, they fought the shadow. The threads glowed and pulsed. The web held strong. But the shadow was clever. It found a weak spot near Iran's heart. The weak spot. Iran felt pain. His shirt pulsed wildly. The red thread near his chest snapped. The shadow smiled. You are breaking, it whispered. But Iran didn't give up. He closed his eyes. He remembered the gold shirt. He remembered peace. He reached inside himself. The inner light, a warm light, grew inside him. It spread through his veins. His shirt changed from red to gold. The shadow screamed and recoiled. The web glowed bright. Iran opened his eyes. He was no longer alone. The trapped figures were free. The web healed. A new beginning. The man in the red shirt smiled. You did it, he said. Iran looked around. The room was full of light. The web was whole. Mira's voice came from behind. We have to go. It's not over yet. Iran nodded. He stepped through the red door. Back to reality. The door closed behind them. The darkness was gone. They were back in Myra's lab. Iran's shirt was gold. He looked at Mira. What now? We find the truth behind the blue and black, she said. Iran smiled. The war isn't over. Iran sat quietly in Myra's lab, staring at his reflection in the mirror. His shirt was still gold, softly glowing, calm. But the glow was fading. Changing. A new color began to spread across the gold, slowly. Carefully. Blue. Mira saw it too. It's happening, she said. Iran nodded. It wants to show me more. Memory activation. The mirror screen lit up without a command. A message appeared. Threadborn status. Memory access required. Then a sound, soft and familiar. Like a lullaby. Iran froze. I know this sound, he whispered. The blue spread across his chest, covering the gold. A gentle pulse moved through his shirt. Suddenly, the mirror changed. It showed a different place. A bedroom, a soft light. A woman singing. Iran stepped closer. That's my mother. A memory replayed. The image played like a video, but it felt real. A young boy, Iran, maybe 5 years old, sat on the floor with thread and fabric. His mother smiled, teaching him how to tie knots, how to feel each thread's pulse. Listen to the cloth, she said gently. Every thread has a memory. Iran's heart pounded. He had no memory of this day, but now he could feel it again. The blue shirt glowed warmly. Mira watched in silence. The shirt is showing you what was lost. The memory book. The mirror flickered and showed a new image, a blue book, old and worn. On the cover, the Threadborn. Code, Memories of the First Weavers. Iran blinked. That book doesn't exist anymore. Mira shook her head. It was erased during the Fabric War. The image zoomed in. A page opened. Every Threadborn is born with memory inside their skin. But when the world turned violent, they gave up their memories to protect the future. Iran touched his chest. It was me, he whispered. I chose to forget. Searching for the book, Myra tapped into the city's old archive grid. I found a match, she said. There's a broken library under Zone 3. The book might still be there. Iran stood. Then let's find it. Journey to Zone 3. They took the underground route. The tunnels were dark, cold. Iran's shirt pulsed blue. With every step, they reached the collapsed library. Broken shelves, shattered glass, but the center was still standing, a single metal case, untouched. Iran opened it slowly. Inside was the blue book, real, not a memory. It vibrated softly in his hands. Opening the past, Iran opened the book. Dust flew into the air. The pages glowed with blue ink, names, codes, places. Mira leaned closer. What is it? Blueprints, Iran whispered. Of all Threadborn. Of all woven minds. Each name listed had a color beside it. Gold, red, blue. Mira found Iran's name. Next to it, Iran Tal, gold origin, red risk, blue memory, black unknown. She pointed. What does black unknown mean? Iran didn't know. The forbidden's memory. The next page was sealed. A blue thread tied it shut. Iran tried to untie it, but his fingers burned. It won't open, he said. Mira scanned it. It's protected. Only when all memories return will it open. Iran nodded slowly. Then there's more I need to see. The mirror replays back at the lab. The mirror activated again. This time, it showed a lab. White walls, high machines, weavers working fast. A boy, teenage Iran, stood next to his father. His father held the first living thread in his hands. You're not just a boy, his father said. You're a memory vault. Your body holds the map. Iran watched silently. He had no memory of this, but the shirt glowed. Brighter. Blue. And beneath that, a flicker of black. The data map. Mira found something hidden in the book. A small chip, locked in a hollow page. She scanned it. The screen exploded with blueprints, a body, a system, a heart. It's you, Mira said. You're not fully human, Iran. You're part fabric. Iran stepped back. No. Yes, she said gently. Your heart holds living thread. You are the first hybrid. Conflict. Iran couldn't breathe. His hands shook. I was created? He whispered. Not born? Mira looked at him. You were both, she said. Made to remember, and made to feel. But I never chose this, he said. The shirt did, she replied. The countdown suddenly. The mirror glitched. A countdown appeared. 0 hours 23 minutes and 59 seconds. Full memory. Why the lab lights dimmed. The walls pulsed blue. Something's coming, Mira said. Iran nodded. Something dark. The blue hole. A sound came from the center of the lab. Like wind through water. Black blue hole opened in the floor. Not real. Not physical. A portal from inside. Voices echoed. Return the memory, Threadborn. Face what you gave away, Iran stepped closer. The portal grew larger. The final blue thread on his shirt faded into black. Cliffhanger. Mira grabbed his hand. If you go in, you may not come back. Iran looked at her. If I don't go in, the black thread will find me. Anyway, he stepped forward and fell into the memory hole. Darkness, not cold, not empty. Alive, Iran was falling. Or maybe floating. He couldn't tell. His body didn't move, but his mind was flying. Colors passed by. Gold, red, blue, then all faded into one thing, black, and then silence. Inside the black he opened his eyes. Everything was gray, foggy. He stood on nothing, no floor, no sky. Just space. In front of him floated a single black thread. It pulsed. Like a heartbeat. Boom, boom. Iran took a step toward it. The thread whispered, "You are here because you forgot." Iran swallowed. Forgot what? Who you really are. The forgotten room. The fog parted. A black doorway appeared, tall and narrow. Iran stepped through. Inside was a room made of threads, walls, floor, ceiling, all woven from memories. Each thread showed an image, a scene, a different Iran. One laughing, one crying, one screaming. In a cage, Iran moved closer to that thread. The cage memory. He touched it, and the room changed. He was no longer in the fog. He was inside a glass cage, a lab full of scientists. And there, standing outside the cage, was his father. "Must let me out." Young Iran yelled. His father shook his head. "It's not time. You hold the black thread now. We cannot risk it spreading." Iran slammed his fists against the glass. "I didn't choose this." His father's voice was quiet. "You did, before you were born." The deal. The memory shifted again. A younger version of his father stood in front of a large black orb. It moved like smoke, shaped like a thread. "I offer my child," his father said, "in exchange for peace." The black thread replied, "He will forget who he is. He will carry the burden. He will live half human, half fabric." His father nodded. "So be it." Back to the thread room. Iran gasped as the memory ended. His hands shook. "I was a sacrifice," he whispered. The black thread pulsed. "Faster. You were made to carry the pain of others. That is why the shirts change. Each color is a burden, but the black is truth." Iran stared at the thread. "Then show me everything." The complete memory. The walls around him exploded with images. Every moment he lived. Lived. But this time, he saw what was hidden. The red shirt didn't just show danger. It protected others from his rage. The gold shirt wasn't peace. It was denial. The blue shirt didn't restore memory. It controlled which ones came back. And the black? It didn't control anything. It revealed, all at once. Iran collapsed to his knees. Threadborn revelation. The final truth hit him like lightning. He was not just part human, part thread. He was the first anchor, the only being who could hold all the colors without tearing apart. The shirts weren't tools. They were locks made to seal the power inside him. And now, the black shirt was waking. It was not dangerous. It was freeing. The black shirt appears. Iran looked down. The last of the blue faded. The black spread slowly across his chest, down his arms. His skin glowed slightly, as if the thread was flowing through his blood. He didn't feel pain. He felt clear. The fog around him vanished. A voice spoke, his own voice, but older. "You are no longer wearing the shirt. You are the shirt." The exit thread, a door of black thread, opened before him. It pulsed, waiting. Behind it, light, but also a choice: return and carry the truth, or stay and keep it buried forever. Iran stood slowly. He didn't feel like a boy anymore. He felt like a bridge, a living key. Return to Mira. Iran stepped through the black thread door. Suddenly, the lab again. Mira gasped. "You've been gone for hours." Iran looked around. To him, only minutes had passed. His shirt was now solid black, glowing softly at the edges. Mira's eyes widened. "It's never done that before." He nodded. "I saw the truth." What he told Mira. Iran explained everything. The cage, the deal, the sealed memories. Mira listened in silence. Then she spoke. So the shirts weren't made for fashion, or power, or control. No, Iran said. They were made to hide something. Hide what? She asked. He looked her in the eye. Me. An unwelcome signal suddenly. Sirens rang across the lab. The main screen flashed, Fabric Network breach level. BLACK. Iran's chest burned. The black shirt pulsed sharply. A message appeared on the wall. The others have sensed your awakening. They are coming. Myra's face turned pale. Who are they? Iran took a deep breath. The ones who were made like me, but never freed. Cliffhanger, the room shook. A black crack spread across the floor, like a thread slicing through reality. From deep below, voices rose. Threadborn. You escaped. Now we all return. Mira stepped back. What do we do? Iran clenched his fists. We finish what they started. His black shirt glowed. The lab shook again. The floor cracked wider. The black light grew stronger. Mira grabbed a wall rail for balance. Iran stood still, calm, focused. The black shirt on his body was glowing softly, pulsing with power, from the crack in the floor. Something was rising, not smoke. Not fire, people. Who were they? Figures floated up from the dark, slow, smooth, silent. There were 4 of them. Each wore a black shirt like Iran's, but each had a strange glow, red, blue, gold, and green. Mira stepped back. Who are they? Iran didn't answer right. Away, he could feel it, in his skin. In the thread inside him. They're like me, he said slowly. Threadborn. Forgotten siblings, one of the figures, a tall woman with gold eyes, stepped forward. Her black shirt glowed green. At the edges, she spoke softly. Iran. He blinked. How do you know my name? You were the first, she said. You forgot, but we didn't. Another stepped forward, a younger man, shirt lined in red. He didn't smile. You ran, he said. We stayed behind. Iran frowned. I didn't choose to forget. They made me. The red one clenched his fist. And now they wake you while leaving us in the dark? The 5th Threadborn. Mira stepped between them. Who are you all? The woman nodded. We are what the scientists called failures. But we were never broken, added the man in red. Just dangerous. Iran looked at the 3rd one, a quiet child with glowing blue eyes. The child spoke in a flat tone. No names, no records, only colors. Then all 3 turned to Iran. You were the 5th, the green one said. The last one. But the only one they trusted. Puzzle of the 5. Iran's mind raced. 5 Threadborn, each one tied to a color, red, emotion, rage blue, memory, logic green, nature, growth black, truth, thread gold, peace, control. The scientists control. Not real peace, Myra whispered. Each color. A part of the whole. Iran realized he was created to balance them all. To hold what the others could not. But now they were free. Broken trust. The red one stepped forward again. You don't deserve the shirt. Iran, you were protected, hidden, erased. Iran replied calmly, I didn't ask for that. Doesn't matter, Red said. While you forgot, we remembered everything. Mira saw his anger rise. Iran's black shirt pulsed hard, but he didn't raise his hand. He just said, then tell me, what do you want now? The choice. The green one looked at Red, then blue. We want what they took from us, she said. Red added, we want control of the fabric. And if I say no? Iran asked. The child in blue tilted their head. Then we tear the world apart, thread by thread. Power clashed suddenly. The red one's shirt flared bright. He leapt forward, faster than sound. Iran blocked him with one hand. Their shirts sparked, black and red threads twisting in the air like fire and smoke. Mira ducked behind a console. Don't fight, she shouted. You're the same. But Iran knew. They weren't the same anymore. A flash of gold. The battle stopped for 1 second because from the wall, a hidden panel opened, and from it stepped an old man, weak, slow, but powerful. Iran's heart dropped. Father? The Creator returns. The old man leaned on a cane made of woven thread. He looked at all 5 Threadborn. You weren't supposed to meet like this, he said. Red snarled. You locked us away. Green's hands trembled. You said we were broken. Blue's voice echoed. You called us test groups. The old man sighed. I was wrong, he said. But I tried to protect the world. The hidden truth. He walked toward Iran. You were the only one we could trust to hold all threads. You were the key. He turned to the others. But we feared what would happen if you all joined. Red spoke sharply. That fear ends today. Crisis point. The room began to shake again. Red raised his hand. From the air, threads pulled free from the walls, fabric breaking. Blue's eyes turned white. Data screens exploded. Green opened her palm. Plants burst from the lab floor, growing wildly. Myra shouted. They're tearing the world code apart. Iran looked at them, pain in his eyes. You don't have to do this. Red roared. Then stop us. The black Surge. Iran stepped forward. He closed his eyes and let go. His black shirt unleashed its full power. A wave of dark thread spreading across the room. But it didn't destroy. It didn't hurt. It wrapped the other Threadborn in a soft web, holding them still, but not trapped. Red shouted, struggling. Blue went silent. Green closed her eyes. The calm Iran opened his eyes. I don't want to fight. He looked at each of them. I want to understand. I want you to remember who we were before the pain. He held out his hand. Join me, not to destroy, but to weave something new. Final scene. Slowly, Red's glow faded. Blue looked down, unsure. Green nodded first. I'm tired of fighting, she said. One by one, they took his hand. The black threads connected them. 5 colors. One connection. Not war. Not peace. Balance. Cliffhanger ending. The old man stepped back, tears in his eyes. You did what we couldn't, he whispered. Suddenly, the lab lights turned red. Mira looked at the screen. External signal detected. She gasped. It's not from Earth. Everyone turned. A voice came through the system. We know your threads now. We are coming. Everything was quiet. But the silence didn't feel safe. The lab lights glowed red. Mira stared at the screen. Signal incoming. Origin unknown. Frequency. Thread Classerone and the other Threadborn stood together. Now all 5 connected by invisible threads. The message played again. We know your threads now. We are coming. Not from Earth. Mira stepped closer to the console. These aren't Earth signals, she said. This is something bigger. The green-threaded woman closed her eyes. I can feel it. The fabric beyond the planet. Something is moving. Something old. Aaron's black shirt shimmered. He understood now. We woke up, he said softly. Now they know. Who? Mira asked. Blue finally spoke, voice calm, flat. The Weavers. The forgotten race. The old man, Iran's father, leaned against the wall, his face pale. I knew this would happen. I just hoped it wouldn't. Who are the Weavers? Mira asked. He took a deep breath. The Weavers were the first beings to control the fabric. The creators. The ones who made the threads. And later ran from them. Green looked angry. You never told us. We couldn't, he said. Because they didn't want to be found. Threads opening. The wall shook. Outside the lab, a hole in the sky appeared. A spiral of threads, glowing like stars. Through it, large shapes moved. Not ships, not life forms, but patterns, like woven code. Living fabric. They're not here to talk, Red said, stepping forward. They're here to erase us. Iran stood tall. No, they're here to finish what they started. The black shirt on Iran's body began to shift. It pulsed stronger than ever. A new thread appeared in his hand, thin, shining, black and silver. The others each held one too. The weavers weren't attacking. They were offering something, a choice. Join the fabric, a deep voice echoed in their minds. Or be removed from it. Mira stepped back. What does that mean? Iran closed his eyes. They want us to become part of them. Lose ourselves. Divide again, Red spoke first. No. I won't give them control again. He dropped his thread. It burned red hot and vanished. Blue followed. I don't want to forget who I am. Green looked torn. We could learn from them. Iran said nothing. Mira looked at him. You have to decide. He stared at the thread in his hand. Or, maybe I don't. Rewrite the pattern. Iran raised his black and silver thread, but instead of using it to join or fight, he began to weave. In the air, a new symbol appeared, not a language, not code, a bridge, between colors, between powers, between races. The fabric reacted. It rippled across the lab, across the planet, through the thread spiral in the sky. A voice returns. The weaver voice came again. You make a new pattern, one that was never written. Iran opened his eyes. I don't want to be a weapon or a servant. I want to be something new. The voice paused. Then spoke clearly. So be it. Merging them into glowing light, passed through the portal and into Iran. He didn't scream. He didn't fall. He simply changed. His eyes glowed black and silver. His shirt vanished. No color. No thread, only light. He turned to Mira. It's done. What happened next? The portal closed. The weavers didn't attack. They faded into silence. The lab stopped shaking. The Threadborn looked at each other, unsure what had just happened. Mira asked, where did they go? Iran smiled faintly. They saw what they came for. Proof that we were ready. Ready for what? She asked. Iran pointed to his chest. To lead the thread, not be ruled by it. The final shirt in the last moment, a single piece of cloth appeared in Iran's hand. It shimmered. All colors, no colors. Alive. He held it out to Mira. She blinked. Me? He nodded. You were always part of this. You just didn't wear the thread. Yet. Full circle. Each Threadborn began to walk their own path. Red vanished into the mountains to learn control. Blue went deep underground to explore forgotten memories. Green returned to the world's forests to heal what was broken. Iran walked into the stars, the first human threadwalker, and Mira, she stayed and waited. Because she knew this wasn't the end. Just the end of the first thread. The end